Hi, the idea behind this lesson is to take a look at playing over a 2-5-1 progression using a specific lick as our starting point and the basis for our improvisation. The lick we're going to use, famous Honeysuckle Rose lick from the famous jazz standard Honeysuckle Rose. We're going to play in the key of C major, D minor 7, G7, and then C major 7. That's our 2-5-1. The lick starts on a G note, which is the 5 of the C major chord. It's the 5 of the C major scale. It's the 5th note. One good thing about this type of playing is that it's fairly easy to transpose to another key. If we're playing in the key of D or key of F, you can take this shape, this lick, and move it there, and that'll kind of get you started on your improvisation, the same principle. So let's play that lick briefly over the 2-5-1 so you can hear what it sounds like. All the notes in the lick are diatonic to the key of C. We're going to start on a G, like I said, and we're going to end on an E note. So I'm going to play the lick over the 2-5-1. I played the lick 3 times. I played it over each chord in the progression. I ended on an E note each time. Now when I ended on that E note over the D minor 7, E is the 9 in the D minor 7, so it became a D minor 9 sound. When I ended that with that E over the G7, it became a 6th or a 13th, so it gave a bit of a G13 sound. And when I ended with the E over the C chord, the E is the 3rd in the C chord, so it's a very strong tone to end on, and takes us to that C major chord. Now that's the very basic way of doing this, and just to show you that it makes sense harmonically and melodically, it works out. But what we can do to make it more interesting is change that lick a little bit. We can end on different tones. We don't have to end on the E. We can alter that lick. We can add chromatic tones. We could stay on one note for a few beats. We can change the rhythmic pattern of the lick. Lots of things you can do. Here's the basic lick. Tabbed it out. Of course, we want to be comfortable moving that all over the neck. Wherever we find a G note, our starting note, we want to be able to play that lick. Once again, it's going to help us when we transpose, when we play it in a different key. So let's play over it a moment, and I'm going to alter the ending a little bit. So there's the E, there's the D, and there's the G note. So what I did was I still ended on the E over the D minor, give us the D minor 9 sound. I went to the D over the G, that's the 5th of the G. And then when I went up to the G, that's the 5th of the C chord. I could use any chord tone, and you can be thinking common tones, however you want to do that. You can get a lot of different sounds using this basic idea. And if you're playing us at a point right now where you're not real comfortable knowing where the notes are and perhaps understanding the harmony of the notes that make up the chord, there's another way you can use this technique, kind of playing a little bit more by ear, you might say. We're going to start with the lick, and like I said, we can end that lick on a different tone. We can play the entire lick and then add a tone. There's the C note right there. But what else we can do, most people are familiar with the pentatonic scale. The A minor pentatonic scale is right here. Now, and you probably understand the concept that the A minor pentatonic scale is the same scale, it has the same notes as the C major pentatonic scale. the A minor is a relative minor of C major. So we could use our lick, and then we could go right into the A minor or C major scale. So let's play that over this for a second and see what that might sound like. So here comes the 2-5-1. Now what I was doing there, I was still playing the same scale, I just went to a different shape. I extended that scale pattern a little bit. So you can use that idea and play your lick and then perhaps go to an arpeggio. Play the lick over the D minor 7, and then when you're at the G7 chord, play a G7 arpeggio. There's a lot of different ideas and possibilities within this idea of using a specific lick, specific melodic line as your starting point, understanding what is in that lick, what the notes are, how they fit in harmonically, and then from that starting point taking off and improvising over the lick and going as far as you want to go. Play conservatively or go outside a bit. You could add chromatic tones, you could end on a note outside the scale. Lots of things you can do. So I hope this was a helpful lesson. Thanks very much.